Good morning, children. Welcome back to the class. So today we are going to learn session number 13. So far we have finished session number 12 and 13th session we are going to learn now. And as I told you that we are in bones and muscles chapter, and it's very interesting chapter, right? And I gave you the homework, and many of them you have not done the homework. The parts of the bones and shape of the bones and what are the functions of the bones, that I have given you homework. But only some of the children are sending me the homeworks and others are not sending me the homeworks. Please buy the textbooks and send the homeworks. Parents, make sure that don't waste the time of your children. This is the most precious time. Already we have wasted a lot of time. So please buy the textbooks, and if you are having the textbooks, you will be able to do the homeworks. Otherwise you cannot do the homeworks. And when you are sending, please mention the name and make sure that your picture must be clear. And today suppose we are giving you the homework morning by 11 o'clock, we are sending you the class. Then by next day, tomorrow morning before the 10 o'clock you have to send me. That means nearly 24 hours we are giving you time. But many of them you are sending me the homeworks after the 11 o'clock. That means within one day you are not sending me the homeworks. So within one day you have to send me the homeworks, children. And read the lesson once and twice, then it will be very helpful for you to remembering. Clear? Now we'll continue the chapter. Bones in the head. Now we are going to learn bones in the head. You can feel your skull by touching your head. What is the skull? Skull is nothing but when you touch your head, what can you touch? Is it a bone here? Is there any bone? Yes, this bone is called as skull. Especially in the back above your neck. So back here above the neck, if you touch, you can feel some hard part, that is called as the skull. The skull is made up of different bones. The skull is made up of different bones. Some of them protect your brain. So the bones that are present in the skull, it is made up of different bones, not only one bone. Among that one, some bones will protect the brain. Brain lies inside the skull, no? Yes. While other makes up the structure of your face. Now we are having the face, we are having a particular structure. It's not like a rectangle, it's not like a square, no? Everyone is having different. Here you can see the bone, cheekbone. Here you can see the jaw bones. And these bones, what does they do? They give shape to our body. The upper and lower jaws are parts of the skull. That means this one. This is the lower jaw and this is the upper jaw. These are the parts of the skull. The upper jaw cannot be moved, but the lower jaw can be moved. Yes. Lower jaw you can move, no? Like this. But upper jaw we cannot move. Hold it. And can you move the upper jaw? Try once. No. We cannot move this one. Only we can move this lower jaw. From here to here. It moves up and down freely, so you can open your mouth wide and chew your food. Now when you are eating the food, you are chewing, no? And when you are talking, the upper lips, the upper jaw will be moving up and down. But the lower jaw will move up and down. And when you are eating or chewing the food also, this is moving, no? That means upper jaw is fixed and lower jaw is not fixed. It also helps you to talk. Yes, when I am talking, you observe the lower jaw is moving, not the upper jaw. So, here the upper jaw is fixed here and the lower jaw is movable joint. And this is not a movable joint. So, this is all about the bones in the head. Understand? This is the skull and you can touch the skull here and you can feel it. And it gives shape to our face and it protects the brain. Now, bones of the trunk. The bones of your trunk include those that make up your ribs, spine, pelvis and hips. Ribs in the sense below the chest. Under the chest, what you are having? Ribs that protects the heart, lungs and all, that is called as the rib cage. And spine, the backbone, pelvis and the hip. The part that where you are sitting is called as the hip bone. So these are all comes under the bones of the trunk. So the backbone, the pelvis bone and the hips. We are sitting now with the support of the hips. So these all bones comes under the trunk. Did you know your skull is made up of 22 bones? The overall the skull is made up of 22 bones. Maybe this bone, this bone, this bone, all this. If you count, it will be 22 bones. Next, did you know your face has 14 bones? Skull is made up of 22 bones and your face has 14 bones. These are all your GK questions. Now, ribs. If you touch along the sides on the front part of the body, you can feel your ribs. The ribs are attached in the back to the backbone. Some of them are attached in the front to a strong bone in the center of your chest. The last two pairs of ribs are called floating ribs because they are not attached in the front and joined only to the backbone. So here they are asking to touch along the front part of body. Under the chest, if you touch it, you can feel the bones that are in the cage type. This is called as a rib cage. You can see in the small children also, it's very easy and you can count it also. So why this is called as a rib cage, rib bone? Because it is protecting the internal parts like heart and lungs. And some of them are attached in the front to a strong bone in the center of your chest. Here they are having the main bone at the center and these bones are attached to that one. The last two pairs of the ribs are floating ribs. The last two pairs are not attached and they are called as floating ribs. The ribs form a cage which protects the lungs and the heart. They are also designed to move so that you can breathe in air. So they are protecting the lungs like a cage. This is about the rib cage. If rib cage is absent, if rib cage is not there in your body, what happens? When you fall down, immediately the heart or the lungs will get damaged. Now what does the skin do? It protects the internal, no? If suppose we are getting heart here, the inside bone is not getting damaged, only the outer part will get damaged. In the same way, rib cage also, it get hurts, but the internal organ like lungs and the heart will not get damaged. And they are also designed to move so that you can breathe in air. Now we are breathing in air and we are giving out. So the rib cages are designed in such a way the air will come out and go inside. This is about the ribs. Now about the spine. If you touch the center of your back, you can feel bumps under your fingers. This is your spine. Your spine or backbone holds your body up straight. Now suppose you are standing or sitting, how is it possible? Because you are having the backbone in the middle and the back side. If suppose this was in the classroom, we could have shown you so many things. Right now we are not able to show anything. But still you can touch the backbone. Everyone knows now where is your backbone. So take your fingers and touch it and you can see the backbones and it holds up upright. Now like a plant. How does a plant stand straight? With the help of the stem. The stem is the backbone for the plant. In the same way, our backbone also helps us to stand straight. The spine is made up of small bones called vertebrae. So our backbone is made up of small bones and these bones are called as vertebrae, which fit together to form a long bony column. So all the bones like this. Each bone is joined in this way. Can you see like this? So like this they will form the long bony column. Your spine protects the spinal cord, a large bundle of nerves that connects your brain with the rest of your body. So all the nerves that are connected to the brain, from the toes to the brain we are having nerves and these nerves are under this backbone. It helps prevent any injury to the spinal cord. So this vertebral column, these bones, what does they do? They consist of the nerves and they'll give protection to these nerves. You might have heard sometimes that someone has fallen, had a great fall from the second floor. They got a damage to the backbone and what happens? They cannot get up. They cannot get up and lifelong they'll be staying in the bed. That means what happens? The backbone has got damaged. The nerves that are inside the backbone get damaged in a severe condition. So in such cases, rare cases it happens. So most of the times what happens? This rib cage will protect the spinal cord. Now about pelvis and hips. The pelvis forms a bony ring that protects your bladder, intestines and other important parts. Did you observe? Our skull is protecting the brain and the ribcage is protecting the lungs and the heart, and the vertebral column backbone is protecting the spinal cord. And here the pelvis forms a bony ring. It is like a ring. This is not like a vertebral column, it's like a ring in this way. What does it is doing? It is protecting the intestines and other important parts and urinary bladder. So for this they are acting like a helmet. It also helps to transfer your upper body weight to your legs. So the body weight is controlled and it is transferred to the hips where we are sitting. It is made up of two large hip bones in front and other two bones behind. You can see in the picture. Here you can see this is the structure of the hip bone and this is the structure of the vertebral column and this is the structure of the rib cage. So all these what they do, they protect the internal organs. The bones that are present at the sides are called as pelvic bones. Further in the 6th class also you can learn lot of things about this. Now bones of the hands. Your arms are attached to the shoulder bones. Where are your arms? These arms are attached to the shoulder bones here. The delicate collarbone helps you to rotate your arms freely. So this is called as the collarbone. What is this called as? Collarbone. And it helps your hand to move freely. When you are moving your hand, you just keep your finger here like this and you rotate your hand in such a way. Then you can feel the collarbone. The long bones on your arms allow you to stretch to reach far objects. So what does these arms do? You can stretch it and you can take something. The bones in your fingers, hand and the wrist help you to grip, drop, push, pull, eat, write and even play musical instrument. So what are the fingers doing? They are able to write, they are able to play piano, they can hold anything, they can push, they can pull. So whatever you want to do, you can do with these finger bones. Each arm has 3 bones. Each arm has 3 bones. The humerus, the radius and the ulna. 8 small bones make up your wrist. This wrist is made up of 8 small bones. This is the wrist part. Twist your wrist around your wave and you will see how wrist can move. Yes, you can twist it. And you can see how you hold it tightly and you can twist it. You can see the wrist bone. Each hand has 5 long bones. Each finger has 3 bones while the thumb has 2. Thumb is having only 2 fingers, 2 bones, and these all the fingers are having 3 bones. Right? So the important is that arm bone has 3 bones and they are called as humerus, radius and ulna. This is the important point, you have to remember it. Next they have given a did you know box. Your wrist, hands and fingers have 54 bones. Your wrist, hand and the hand, wrist and the fingers have 54 bones. Face was having 14 bones, skull was having 22 bones and here to overall the hands, wrist, fingers have 54 bones. Your feet, ankle, toes have 52 bones. That means your legs, toes, the fingers of the legs and ankles, this all contains 52 bones. So read the lesson today. Again you will be remembering if you read, and this is all for today. The homework is to write the keywords one time. Write the keywords one time and go through the lesson, read it and send the homework. Thank you children.